So let's see how to deal with outputs here. Let's say I want to print the public IP of this instance after it is launched. So yes, I can do that using outputs. So let me check the syntax. So this is common. See, almost these things are common in this CloudFormation template also. There also we have variables, nothing but parameters, resources, and you can refer the attribute of one resource in other resource, and there also we have some functions like split, join, map. So those functions, even in that CloudFormation templates, we can display some outputs. So once a stack is created, otherwise once your infrastructure is provisioned, you want to see some outputs out of it. Those things can be done there even in Terraform. So this. So you want to see some IP address. I want to see some private IP address of your resource. Anything. So output just some logical name and the value. So this is a syntax of it. So I want to print the IP address of these instances, for example. The type, resource type, is logical name. Correct. Here it is not one resource. We have a collection of resources. So I believe it has to be star dot public IP. Doesn't work. I will go and figure it out. So even before execution, I want to see what exactly is written that can be done with help of Terraform console. Can you see that? See, it's giving you the array of IP addresses, but there is only one instance created. It's giving one entry. Let's say there are 100 instances. It's going to give you all 100 IP addresses of that resource. So likewise, you can display any of the attribute of the resource using these outputs. So if it is single instance, this star is not required. This is under a loop count. So because of that, I am saying this is instance type. This is a logical name of the resource. This logical name represents collection of instances. I am saying for all instances, display me public IP address. And we do have data sources that I'll explain in that scenario. Not now. It will make more sense if I explain about data sources in the example we're going to build now. So let's get started. So let me, you want these examples? You want it? Okay, I'll do one thing. So this to understand the basics. Otherwise, to understand what options we have in the Terraform. So next example, I want to take one use case like I want to build ELB. I want to build my VPCs, subnets, route tables, security groups, everything from the scratch with help of this Terraform. The moment we run this stack, right, there should be infrastructure which is hosting my website. This is to provision infrastructure, but we also can use user data to deploy something onto the instances. So that's what we're trying to achieve in the conversation. See this one. Let's take a reference of it. So I want to build something similar to this from scratch. And we are going to use all the techniques we learned in the past classes. So I want a load balancer here. So I want a couple of EC2 instances. EC2 with Apache with website. Likewise, I need two instances, which is going to be under this load balancer. So for this, one AC should be in availability zone A. The other one should be in availability zone P. Nothing but we need subnets there. Correct. Let me call this one as subnet 1. Subnet 2. So along with these things, I need route tables, obviously. Why? Because I want this one as internet facing. So if I want to make it internet facing, I need internet gateways. Route tables, security groups, obviously subnets, VPCs, internet gateways, route tables, security groups. NACL, we're not going to modify anything in the NACL. So if I need RDS, for example, I need a private subnet. See, these two should be public. Why? Because it is here we are hosting the website and it should be internet facing. Let's say I want to set up a RDS. I need one more subnet, which is going to be a private subnet. For public subnet, we should have internet gateway, and for the private subnet, we should not have internet gateway. So if I go with that model, then there should be one subnet here which is private, launch RDS into that subnet, plus have a separate route table, set up NAT, all such extra things comes into picture. But I want to keep this little simple. So you can take this as a reference and you can build any kind of infrastructure you want to build using this Terraform. Okay, so let's prepare the workspace for this. Okay, so let me give. I'm taking a separate folder for this. Just suggest me some name. Sorry, I didn't get. Project is the name. Let me call it as TF. Some TF project. So CD into that TF project. So open the atom. Right. So this is a fresh one. So we are going to refresh everything back again. So initially what is required? The provider information is required. Correct. It's a new file. So as we discussed, File names can be anything, but the extensions should be .tf. Provider.tf. So provider AWS is the provider, and we need to specify the region. West 2, right? And this should come from the variables. So I'm creating a separate file there for that. Variables.tf, variable name. What is that? So how to refer variable here? So interpolation. Where region. Correct? Yeah. So that's the first thing. So what is next? So access key, secret key is already configured to my laptop, to my machine. It's going to use the same. So no need to again separately configure that. So I want to start with VPC first, then subnets, then route tables, security groups, then instances and all those stuff. Okay. So I need networking part first. So I'm creating a separate file for all networkings. vpc.tf. Yeah. Resource, AWS, VPC. That's resource type. Let's call this one as Java Home VPC. So what VPC expects actually? Name, cider block. So better copy paste it. So go to the Google, Terraform VPC. Open that. Yeah, this makes more sense for me. I need a cider block. This is optional anyways. Don't use that. And tags for declaring the names. So it should not be dedicated. Be careful. So name tag Java Home VPC. So this cider block again should not be directly declared here. This has to come from variables. So variable VPC cider. Let's say 10.20.0.0/16. Uh-huh. Typo is so it has to be like this. Where dot, that's fine. This I can take out. Sorry. Okay. I'll change. Clear. VPC. So our VPC is ready. So I need two subnets. So if you see the reference diagram, we need two subnets for two instances there, and both must be public. Correct. So how to make a VPC public? Sorry, subnet public by adding internet gateways. So let's go and add gateway. So if you want to add comments, please go ahead and add it. right? So resource, so internet gateway, name Terraform IGW. So what internet? I mean, when you create a gateway, after that we attach this gateway to the VPC. So I need to attach this one to the VPC. So which is our VPC there? This is a VPC. So let's go and see what properties this resource has. Internet gateway. Yeah. VPC ID and tags. VPC ID. Where is our VPC? First resource type. Its logical name dot ID. So this will get the VPC ID of this. Clear? So I hope you understood why logical names are important. So when you want to refer its attribute somewhere else, so we access those things via this logical names. Attach to. So VPC is ready for us. Sorry, VPC is ready. Internet gateway is also ready. What is next? Subnets. Right. So resource subnet. So I'm calling it as public, just public. If I need how many? Two, right? So how to build two subnets? Should I write resources two times? Count. Count. So let's say I put count as 2. Don't take it. I am going to optimize this. I am going to change the code. Terraform subnet. Yeah, this. I want to format it. F. So VPC ID, this copy paste directly. It's already there. And slider block. So can I put slider block like this? If it is one, I can do like this. But we have many. So what I have to do now? What type of variable it is? List or string? List. List, yeah. So variable subnets cider. So type is list. So currently we need to space from here. I'll call this is 1 with 24. So this is 2 with same mask 24. So come back. So again, is this correct? No, right? Let's say tomorrow I want to add 3 subnets. I need to go and put one more cider block. So then it's automatically going to create 3. It should automatically create 3. But if I write like this, is it going to create 3 or 2? 2. So I need to get the size of that variable, correct? So tomorrow if someone wants one more subnet, they're going to just add that side block here. That automatically going to create a third subnet. So this is hard coded. So we should not hard code it. So I want to find the count of this list. If you can find the count of this list, probably it will be more dynamic. So again, we have to search for interpolation functions. Terraform list size. Length, see this one. So there is a function called as length. So for this function, pass that list, that's going to return you the size of it. Length var dot, see this is a list, right? That is a list. This variable is of type list. I'm finding length of it. So currently what is its length? 2. So how many subnets it's going to create? 2. What about side block now? I can't hard code it. So I want to pick element by element from that list. So how to take one element at a time? We used element yesterday, which takes list as one argument and which element you want, index as a second argument. What's that name? Element. Yeah. See this. So element is a function which takes list and provide the index. It returns that element from this list. So element, this is your list obviously. And which element you want? Count dot. So I want to call this one as subnet 1, 2, 3. So again, so count dot index plus 1. Why? Because it begins with 0. So 0 plus 1. So it's going to give you subnet 1, subnet 2, subnet 3 and so on. So we're just applying what we learned yesterday. Right. So subnets are there. What is next now?
How do you choose availability zones? What's the different availability zones?
Which one? Let me see. Let me check. Terraform subnet. We also can pick up that availability zones. Yeah. If you don't specify, it picks the default one. But my recommendation is to specify that. Otherwise, everything may get into one availability zone. So, yeah, go and specify that also there. So, availability zone, right? Now, again, list zone 1, zone 2, zone 3. Declare variables for that also. So I'm calling it as list. It's going to be 2A, 2B, 2C, likewise. So coming back to this here, I need to pick one element at a time. Double quotes, same thing. Can use this function by changing this. So this will pick one element from this list. First time it's going to be 0, first element. Next time 1, second element, and so on. So how to, next one. What is next? Route tables. So I want to make these two subnets as a public subnet. For that, let's create one route table. Let's add internet gateway to the route table. Attach this route table to both the subnets. Create route table. Attach internet gateway and associate with public subnet. So let me run Terraform format. Yeah, it's properly aligned. So it's a resource route table. So let's call this one as public route table, a public RT, and entries. So generally what route table has? Routes. So I need to add one route. What is that one route here? Internet gateway. Don't worry, copy paste. Terraform internet gateway. Sorry. Route table. You know what you're doing, then it's all about copy paste. See this one. Resource, type of resource, logical name of it, and it's obviously it should be linked with VPC and routes. This is route 1, route 2, and the tags here. So let's copy paste the same and change according to our requirement. So I'll call this one as public route. So VPC, this is already there. Route tables are linked with VPC. So make sure of that. Route. So CIDR and gateway ID. So I want everybody in the internet to access my website. So this has to be zeros. Okay. So via this gateway. So anybody in the internet via this gateway, you want to reach my web servers. So again, it has to be this. Oh, where is that route table? Oh, it's internet gateway. Sorry. I'm coming back to this. See, this is a route table linking to the VPC first, adding couple of routes. I don't need two routes here, anyways. I need only one. So, which is required for my one route, which is giving a way to the internet. There's a route to the internet. So, I'm referring my internet gateway, right? So, that is created in the above section. This one. Type Javaform underscore igw.id. I'm getting the internet gateway ID of the one which we created here. Okay, the route table is created, but I need to attach this route table to my subnets, right? So again, change the name. Let me call it as public RT, public RT. Next one is attaching it. So for attachment, there is one more resource again. So this Terraform route table association or ah, see this one. Subnet ID, route table ID. It's a separate resource. It's not directly available in that route table. Copy this. Attach route table with public subnets. Copy paste. Type of the resource, subnet ID and route table ID. Okay, but I don't have one subnet. I want to attach multiple subnets here. So I'll come back to this point. First, let me link this one to the route table ID. This is a route table. Make sense? Subnet ID. But as I said, right, it's not one subnet. I want to attach this route table for multiple subnets. Go and check. Okay. Subnet ID. Okay. There is a challenge now. Subnet ID. So let's put count again. So why? Because I want to repeat this process for multiple subnets. Put a count. And earlier also we used a count somewhere. So I want to make the count based on number of subnets created. And in every loop I want to pick one subnet ID, right? Yeah. This is little complex, don't worry. The code will be given for you, go and analyze it. So how to pick one subnet ID from a list? Element is a function. Correct? It takes two arguments. So one argument is going to be list of subnets and the second argument is going to be index. So I want subnet IDs. Subnet IDs. I've done this, don't worry, I have this code with me. I'm just recollecting how I did this last time. So element, where is that subnet? Dot star dot ID. This is going to give me list of IDs. So I'm saying if I give that, if it is one subnet, the logical name dot ID. But this one is not one subnet. We have a count in that resource. That's going to give me list of IDs there. So from that list, I want to pick a first element first time, second element second time. So obviously it has to be count dot index, but I doubt this will be again. Okay, if it doesn't work, we'll fix it, not an issue. But this will work definitely. So I'm getting all the IDs of my public subnets. This one. See, type logical name dot star, meaning all, dot ID. So it's going to give you all subnet IDs. Out of all subnet IDs, I'm going to pick one ID there. using this one. So let's try to check what output it's going to give me in the console. Okay, something is wrong. Okay, Terraform in it. Because this is a new folder we created, we forgot to initialize that. It's initialized. Okay. Okay, it says only valid within the resource. Okay, for I'll hardcode it. Okay, empty list. Okay. I'll do one thing. I'll apply this and see. Let's apply this and see. Terraform, apply. So in your case, don't write everything and try apply last. So whenever you introduce a resource, try to apply it immediately. Why? Because you get to know where it's failing. So you have created, let's say, 15-20 resources, then you're going and applying it. So troubleshooting will be a problem.
We can plan before applying.
We also can plan it, but looks okay. See, it works. See this, we created two associations, 0, 1, and route table ID, this, subnet ID, this, route table ID, this one, and sorry, same route table, subnet. It works fine. There's no error with that code. Okay, see, this is correct code, I mean to say. This is giving you list of subnet IDs. From that, 0th element first time, first element second time. I mean, 1 and 2. So what is next now? Shall we go and check these things in the console, web console? Let's verify what's happened. So go to VPC. Your VPCs. I think we have two. Maybe one was created some time back. I gave same name for both. So 1 second, we can get it from here. VPC. Sorry? But I want to get the ID. This one, right? 00A0. This one. So that's our ID. Fine. Keep note. I mean, I will at least modify this one. Otherwise, it confuses us. So we need two subnets there. Subnet 1. See, with Java Home VPC, see the route tables. Internet gateway is there. Subnet 2, linked with Java Home VPC again, is there. There should be one route table. Let's see with this one, yeah. So one is default route table, the other one is created by us. I think this is the one we created. And see the routes. Clear? This comes by default, as we discussed in the course. So every route table comes with one default route, which is this, and this is added by us. So what is next now? EC2 instances. So go and create EC2 instances, followed by
associated with the subnet.
security groups also
I
required.
need to check the subnet association.
It's already there, right? Associated. See, both are there. In the code, okay, you want me to verify the results, okay. This we did, right? Anyways. What you say? Security group. So for now, I want to allow only HTTP traffic. So I can create security group for ELB separately and for web server separately. Why? Because it should be separate. Let's say tomorrow you want to add SSH to your web servers, that group should be separate, and that ELB group should be separate. So let's go and create security groups now. And while creating instances, let's attach those groups to that instances. I want to do this security groups in a separate file. .tf. Again, it's a resource for us. AWS security group. I'm calling it as web servers. And one more will be ELB for ELB. So let me take it from the Google. Terraform security group. So name, description, VPC. Copy paste it. I'm saying allow HTTP. So VPC ID. Pasting that there. So our Java Home VPC ID there. Then we have this ingress, egress. So ingress is inbound, egress is outbound. So first let's deal with incoming request. So from port. So what's the port number of HTTP? 80. Even two port should be 80 in this case. So I want to open only 80 ports. So protocol, it's TCP always. And the CIDR block. So from where you want to allow this port? From all the sources. I am giving it as 00. Even you can put these things as a variable. From port to port, you can declare them as a variable. But the time being, I'm not doing it. So ingress is this. What about egress? So egress meaning outbound. I want to allow all traffic. See, for my internet users, I want to accept only 80. For my EC2 instance, right? I want to give all the what is that? All traffic there. So from port to port protocol. Okay, let me keep like this. We will see. So once this security group is created, we will get more idea what exactly it's doing and what this do from protocol all this means for us. I think -1 meaning all protocol, all traffic actually. 00 meaning probably all port numbers. Okay. So let's go and apply. So when we go and apply, this security group is created, but it's not attached to any instances there. Shall I go and apply that? Yeah, let's go and apply it. So VPC is there, no changes. Let's go and check that. So what's the name we get? Allow HTTP. So, security groups. There are two. Sorry? You can't say stone. And this one? Not that one. This one.
No.
This one? That's not correct, right? Java Home VPC name is this, right? I think this is the one. So it says inbound it accepts HTTP. Protocol is 18 from anywhere. Outbound all. That's what it means there. See here 0 meaning all, 0 meaning all, minus 1 meaning all traffic and to any destination there. So it created properly. There's no worries. So next one. So I want to create instances followed by ELU that completes our implementation. Okay, let's go and create EC2 instances now. So file instances.tf. So resource AWS instance. We call it as web servers. Again, for every subnet, I want to create one instance there. Count. So I will see how this count is taken from other places. Yeah, I want the same. The same. For every subnet, I want one instance according to this. So next one is AMI. Next one is so instance type. So after that, I need to select VPC. If I don't select a VPC, that gets into default VPC. I want this in my VPC. Correct, right? Okay, let's do one thing. So first, let's declare these two variables. So variable web servers Amazon machine image. The other one is variable. What's the other one?
Instance type.
So instance type. So right now I want to keep it as t2 dot micro. So I need to get this image ID. Let's get from here.
You can also use the word subnet.
Yes, I'll come to that. I'll come to that for you. Yeah, this side I want. So come back to this. I'm little fast, don't mind. You can watch video 340. It's recorded. Instance type. Right? Yeah. So apart from this, I want to attach security groups. Plus, I want to link with my VPCR. I should link with the subnet actually. So when you launch, right? When you launch the instance, if you see this one, in step 3, we have chosen this first. So I need to specify which VPC and which subnet, correct? Let's see that one. Terraform. EC2 instance. See the attributes there. Somewhere there is security groups. Let me put that there. Security groups. List. It should be like this. Okay. So dollar open close curly brace. So where is that security group? So AWS underscore security group dot the logical name dot name, I think so. What's the logical name for that? Web servers dot name or ID maybe. Okay, if it fails, we can fix, not an issue. So security groups are attached now. So all these instances will use this security group. So I can mention multiple groups also, comma separated. Why we can max attach 5 groups for each elastic network interface. So this is one here. If you want to add more in the future, you can go into that. So next one, subnet actually. So if you attach to the subnet, it in turn, right, links to your VPC. It's going to link to your VPC and subnet ID. So there is no, see, in the screen, in the console, web console, we select network plus subnet. But in the Terraform, just link to your subnet. That subnet in turn is linked with VPC. That's how it gets the VPC details. So no need again separately link with subnet and VPC also there. One moment. What's that? Subnet ID. Subnet ID. But again, this is a count. It's going to be list of subnet IDs. So again, I should use a function saying first get list of subnet IDs. Use a function. From this, pick up the element. So element. Second argument is going to be count.index. First argument should be subnet IDs. So where is that subnet? Under VPC. Under VPC. This is the logical name. See, type logical name dot star meaning all subnets dot ID. Should be a little confusing, but resource type dot the logical name of that resource. If it is created using a count, I'm saying all star meaning all IDs. This is going to give you a list of subnet IDs. From that list, we are picking one element at a time. So shall I run this? But I need user data. So I want to deploy one website on this. Web server. Install web server and just put some dummy code on top of it. So I need user data for both. User data equals. So dollar, right? File. So put all the scripts in the file. Install httpd.sh. So write a script.
This will also have a 2 different different role, when we are making a ELB.
This will also have
Two different.
two different.
Two different metrics. No, there might be the different application also. We have to maintain for the load balancers.
I didn't get the point.
The same, in order to run the same application, we will have the load balancer concept. Something else. We can have a different application also. No?
Yes, your choice. But ultimately, behind one load balancer, it should be same, right? So I need to develop this script. Let's quickly go and write it. I can copy paste, but that's fine. Shebang line. Is that correct? In bash. TPT hyphen y. Question. If you want to give SSL certificates, then do we need to give from Terraform or from console? Terraform. SSL certificate also can be created from Terraform. And everything can be done from Terraform. See, it is also a resource, right? SSL certificate is also an resource. That resource can be created from Terraform. Yeah. Go. H1. Deployed by. So redirect this one to var w HTML index.html. I want to reboot, I want to enable HTTPD on reboot. Correct? CHK, right?
CHK.
Check config, HTTPD on, and start the server. Any typos?
Forward slash.
Which one?
It's one.
Line number. Okay, yeah. Ending of that. Fine, yeah, no problem. Other things look fine. Okay. Shall I run this? Let's run this. Let's check whether everything is working fine. If yes, let's go and build a load balancer next. So in the load balancer, I want to add all these instances. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Fine. Let's. Oh, I forgot to give tags for the instances. Name, server. What is that? Dollar count dot index. Okay. So let's run this in the background. It's not going to recreate the instances. It's just going to add tags for that. Meanwhile, let's go and verify that here. So see that there are two running instances. So, oh, what's the problem? Public IP is the problem. Huh? We had enable public IP. Is there other way to do that? Even the subnet settings, I can enable public IP by default. See, when you launch in default VPCs, it automatically assigns public IP. The reason is, right, at subnet level also there is a setting which says enable that public IP by default. See, one option at instance level say assign public IP, yes. The second option at subnet level itself, you can go and say attach that public IP. I mean to say this one. Let's open this port VPC. I'll show that. I didn't discuss these things in the course actually. Let's say this subnets there. Yeah, subnet 1. If you go and edit, can you see this modify auto assign IP settings? This you can enable. So when you enable this one, any instance launched in this subnet is automatically associated with public. This is one option. Otherwise, at the time of launching instance, at instance level, go and specify that I need public IP. So two solutions are there. So either do this or at instance level, specify that assign public IP for this instance. So if you go and check your subnet, Terraform subnet, there should be attribute. Can you see this? Map public IP on launch. This is optional. Specify true to indicate the instances launched in this subnet should be assigned with public IP. Default is false. So either do this or instance level say I need public IP. Yes. Which one you want?
This one.
Okay. Okay. So where is that? Under VPCs. Subnets. Map public IP on launch equals true. So now any instance launch, right? It automatically assigns a public IP for you. But something's happening here. So I need to reapply it. No other way.
Similarly, we can create an SMS also.
We can?
Create an SMS.
Yes. Yeah. So anything, yes. Any resource, yes. You can create SNS, queues, auto scaling groups, S3, CloudWatch. Even you can create Lambda functions. Pretty much everything can be done. Yeah, see this one. Early it was false, now it's making it as true for both. Okay. So because it has to assign public IP, it's deleting your old instances. This is at the development time is fine. So when you're doing changes, once it is deployed, let's say we created everything today, and after 6 months we're doing some changes, we need to consider deleting of it. This is in the initial stage, I can delete, recreate, there's no issues. Let's say your application is running for 6 months, 1 year, and deleting and creating, you have to think 2 times. Even if you delete, there's no impact, right? You go and delete and recreate it. And those things can be found with help of the Terraform plan. So whenever you do some changes to the infrastructure, the best practice is first check what it's going to do. And if it sounds okay for you, go ahead. If it doesn't, and accordingly take action.
Here we may take the default volume.
Yes. 8 GB. 8 GB. If you want to attach volumes, yes, you can. Yeah, I think. See, now we got public ID. Let's go check. Maybe it requires some more time to initialize.
Similarly, when we are creating the associated output, we can check with the output also.
We can check with
Output.
yes. If it is not working, where to check, sir? Please. So if it's not working, where to check? I think it's initializing. You can see the rules there. Yeah, it accepts 80. It should work. Why this much time? Okay, everything's fine. Huh? So our script is working fine. Okay. Maybe it's initializing. Yeah, it's working. So let's take the second server and also check that. Yes. So both are working now. So I want to put this behind the load balancer. That completes our exercise. For ELB, I am creating a separate file again. ELB. Right. Resource. Copy paste, sir, from Google. Sorry? Terraform. Yeah, I'll do that. No worries. Terraform. Yeah, copy paste this. That's all. Extension. Okay. Not TF. Fine. Do one thing. You can directly copy paste this and remove what is not required and change according to our requirements. Then. Okay. First of all, Java Home ELB. So name. Java Home ELB. So availability zones. Availability zones. Do we have availability zones there? Correct. So don't hard code it. Get it from your variable. So dollar var dot cases. Okay. That's a list. So access logs. I don't need it now. Listener. We know this. Instance port is 80 and protocol is HTTP. Load balancer port is 80 and load balancer protocol should be HTTP. Why two listeners there? Yeah, someone was asking me SSL certificate, right? See this one. We can create a certificate via resource and refer that here, but this is not required. This is for HTTPS. Delete. Health checks. Healthy threshold, I'm fine with 2. Unhealthy, 2. Timeout is 3. And target. HTTP is a protocol, 80 is a port number, and index.html is the path we have there. So interval, health check interval, I'm keeping it as 10. Now instances. So what are the instances you want to load balance here? List of instances. Cross zone load balancing, yes. Ideal timeout. Let me put some 100. So connection draining, true. Timeout, some 300 seconds. So I need to get the instance IDs here. Where is that? Web servers. Dot star. Dot IDs, correct? I want all IDs there. So cross zone is fine. Health checks are fine. Tags, okay. Let me call this one as Java Home Terraform maybe. So, should I need to do any other changes?
I need to select the particular VPC, whichever those instances.
Correct.
You can select all the.
Correct. So, ELB should come under a VPC. I think I can directly go with subnet also. No need to specify the VPC. If I specify the subnets that in turn linked with VPCs, it comes under that. Subnets, this is list of IDs. Subnets. So subnet IDs I need. So dollar AWS subnets dot logical name. It is under VPC. Correct. Dot star dot ID. So that's a list. I'm getting all IDs from that list. Everything is fine? Or anything is missing? Security group also required. We need to link with security group. So can we go with separate group or same group? I'm going with same group, but I'm giving you a task. You guys create a separate group. So for web servers, I need a separate group, and for ELB, I want a separate group. So currently, I'm going with that existing security group, but you guys go and modify it. So go and check what is security groups. Again, it's a list. See, read this. Learn to find the details from the documentation. It is list there. Security groups is a list. Security groups is a list, meaning it should open close. So dollar security group ID I should pick. Where is that? This one. Web servers dot ID. That's only one security group there. So if I created 3-4, then I should put star dot ID. Everything looks okay for us? Or any changes required?
Can you just go with the instances part? Instances part.
Which one?
Instances.
This one. Not clear?
I think yes, we need to check with the cross-zone load balancing also. The thing which you have written there, true or false.
See, these things, see, what is cross-zone load balancing?
Need to distribute equally
across the instances.
across the instances.
Yeah. Okay. I will put one output here. ELB DNS name. So what's the syntax for that? Value, correct? So value, I want ELB type. Its logical name. I want that URL actually. You can check from the attributes which are exported. DNS name. So once everything is fine, we're done, it's going to give us the DNS name of that ELB. Okay, let's go and run this one. Okay. Only alphanumeric characters. Which one is that? This one? Output unknown resource. Okay, got it. We changed this one. We have to change. The error. What's the error? Oh, only one of the subnets or availability zones must be specified. I think we need to specify availability zones there. So when you launch ELB, we don't specify the subnets, I believe. Correct? Availability zones, I think so. Okay. Is there anything saying availability zones there? Yeah, I'll go with this one. Availability zones, right? I think we have a variable for that availability zones. Yes, yeah. Yes, yes. Okay, I specified both. I can remove that. I specified both subnet IDs and availability zones. I think availability zones should be enough. Yeah. Just put plan and see why it's test fine. Invalid configuration. Security group does not belong to VPC. Why is that? Maybe I should remove this. Let me check this one. You understood the problem, right? Security groups are also specific to VPC. So we need to use all the resources within that VPC. So looks like your ELB is created into different VPC. And it's trying to refer the security group in our VPC. That's a problem. So meanwhile, let's go through the documentation also. Subnets.
By default, when we are creating the subnets.
Yeah, this is required for. That's required. It's availability zones. It's for EC2 Classic. So this is for EC2 Classic. But we are using VPC within. ELB within this VPC. So subnets are required. So that's the problem. Let's check this one. So if you hit this, you must get a response. Maybe it all does health checks in the background. After that, it should work. Yeah, let's go and see this here. Go to ELBs, load balancers. This is the one. So instances, yeah, obviously 2. Server 1, server 0. So it's doing a health checks in the background. Within a while, it should come up. Yes, it's in service. So our application is successfully running.
Similarly, we need to write for the auto scale.
Yes, so if you want to link with auto scaling, same. So define those resources and link with your environment. So define the minimum, maximum, design, right? Policies, scaling policies, those things. It will work for you. So this is your Terraform, of course. So it's a detailed session. I covered almost everything there.